This time on Highway Thru Hell.
Oh.
Mountain mayhem. Ken's comeback.
Watch the line.
Puts him
What the hell happened there?
in the thick of the battle.
I'm not touching nothing.
On missions, impossible recovery.
Get out of that place.
Time to get on the road again.
Jamie makes a border run
There it is. That's the truck I've been looking at.
on an epic journey south
I got a letter.
and gets an unexpected delivery.
That's incredible.
Well, those guys are far from home today.
In the coast mountains of British Columbia,
They had a pretty bad wreck up there.
Mission Towing's Truck 90 is in unfamiliar territory.
We're just going up the Lillooet Lake Forest Service Road right now.
Dylan Greenwood is going the distance on an extraordinary assignment.
We're over 4 hours away from our base. Then we're probably over 100 kilometers out here in the bush.
Other companies have turned down this job, but we'll take on any challenge.
An arrow spot.
Following behind is a second heavy wrecker and fellow operator Ted Cork.
Sharp corners, sheer cliffs, pressure's on.
Leading the convoy
Here we go.
is mission boss Ken DePerrin.
This is my first big recovery since I've been out of the hospital.
Earlier this season, Ken narrowly survived a heart attack.
I had open heart surgery. That was a tough moment for me. It was really hard. I want to head out on this job to see how my stamina is and how I can do. It'll be a good test for me.
On the highway through hell, closure is not an option. On Fire Mountain, near Pemberton, BC,
The whole front cab, everything is all twisted right up.
Mission Towing sizes up their toughest recovery in years.
This is a heavy truck.
We'll be dangling the full weight off the wreckers.
And it's got a crane on the back of it too, so that doesn't help. Hung up on logs, hung up on rocks. It's a bit of disaster.
Climbing the slick country road. The dump truck lost traction, slid backwards, tumbling over the edge and into the thick forest below.
It was like so surreal, like, you know, I was like, holy.
You guys are lucky to jump.
Yeah.
The driver narrowly escaped.
As I was sliding down the hill, yeah, I jumped out. You could see the tree shaking and then it was gone.
Down the slope,
It broke off all these trees, right?
Craig and Dylan faced their first obstacle.
There's multiple trees on top of this truck.
The tree that's on
Sort of above the cab is across it.
Yeah, there's no way we're gonna pull that truck out.
unless we get that off it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To move the tree, the mission crew lower a line from Ted's 25-ton wrecker.
Okay, hook that to the hook.
Okay, Dylan.
I'm gonna take some strain.
Remember, pulling.
She moved, she moved.
3,000 pounds of timber
Oh, keep her going.
begin to shift away from the truck.
Oh, it's gonna walk right up the tree.
You got to be cautious all the time.
But as the tree continues to rise,
They're not in a very good spot.
Ken's concerned about the crew below.
I'm getting out of there right now.
Watch in case that tree drops on him.
If one falls on you, it'll crush you.
Hang on.
Craig! Watch your head.
Have a good day, driver.
On the side of a mountain
Tell him to stay out of the way, Dylan.
Just stand clear.
near Pemberton, BC,
Hang on.
Ken and the crew are trying to clear a path to bring up a wreck 200 feet below.
Craig!
Watch your head.
Timber! One down, one to go.
Everything about falling these trees is very hazardous.
Okay, we're feeding the line out to you.
Okay, feed me.
Oh!
From a wrecker up top, a winch line is rigged to another massive tree.
Whoa!
Hold it, it's stuck again.
Big deep hole, eh?
Up on the road,
We're getting there, we're getting there.
Ken's longtime partner, Val, can barely watch.
I have to make sure that he doesn't overdo it.
It just needs kicked over.
Kenny, you're not supposed to be doing that. Never mind.
Just kick it over. There you go. I would love to be down there right now.
He has to look out for his chest, so we'll all be looking out for him.
200 feet down the bank,
Murphy.
Craig has a new plan.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna cut.
A better way to bring the second tree out.
Hold it, cut it, and then move it.
But sawing through the thick trunk
Now, this is interesting.
places Craig inches away
I'm afraid I'm gonna fall into it.
from peril.
You're cutting things that are very unpredictable.
One slip will cut your leg off.
That's really a dangerous situation.
Cutting in a bad spot.
I don't like this. Watch it, Craig.
Cutting in a bad spot.
On a mountain road near Pemberton, BC,
Watch it, Craig.
Ken and the mission crew
Fighting is every bit of the way.
are surrounded by hazards.
Hold there! Whoa, are you okay?
Yes. Good, good. Oh, that was scary, eh?
When you're cutting these trees, you want to make sure you can get out of the way quick, so that you're not going to get pinched in between them.
Now,
Give her a pull, Ted.
another massive tree must be winched off the wreck.
Keep pulling, Kenny. Okay, that's gonna break. Beauty.
The last major obstacle is out of the way,
How about those logs, Dylan?
Yeah, it might need to be cut.
but the route to the top
Thank you.
is littered with debris.
Let's get these logs right out of the way to clear the pathway for this truck to come up.
Clearing the logs could take hours,
Hey, I was looking at those logs. I think they might be advantage to us.
but Craig has another idea.
So it doesn't get hung up on all those rocks.
Position the logs on the bank so the wheels can ride over the boulders and all the stumps.
Trouble is what happens with logs when they jam up underneath. It'd be better not to have them.
He thinks it'll get hung up on the wreck. But
This is a good plan. When the tire comes, it drops down and it rests on these logs.
don't challenge me.
Give me a push. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. We're gonna give it a shot.
There you go.
With a path of logs to ride over
I think we're ready to pull now.
and 200 feet to climb,
It already has a snatch block on the line.
Okay, good.
Dylan and Craig plan the rigging.
Go underneath the axle,
So when you
and then up to the frame rails.
That's right.
2 lines from each wrecker will be attached to the target. Then the mission trucks will attempt to power the wreck up the 70-degree slope.
I'm gonna get this thing out.
But this is no ordinary truck.
That's a tri-drive with double wall frames and the crane on top of it. It's one of the biggest trucks on the road.
But the 30-ton unit won't move until the wheels roll.
How are the brakes? You can push that yellow button.
Doing nothing. No air pressure.
It's a lot of resistance for us to be pulling on without releasing these brakes.
I don't think we're gonna pull that up with the brakes on.
The only option
We got to get the brakes off.
is to manually release the brakes underneath the precarious load.
Good application of brakes.
Dylan's coming down.
Caging brakes on a 70-degree slope is not something that I want to be doing right now.
Just trying to figure if it's smart for me to be underneath here.
Dylan will have to work fast,
Figure that those trucks will hold.
knowing it could shift at any moment.
And I put my life in your hand.
Yeah, you just be careful. Don't get yourself in a spot.
I'm getting in the spot.
You want to make sure that vehicle is being held because you're putting somebody's life in danger.
Get ready to bounce.
Something fails, yeah, pretty much done for.
I'm just worried about moving the truck. The tire's not touching anything right now.
That's dangerous. Roll right over you.
And there's another threat.
Hear that?
An 80-foot tree wedged under the truck,
You hear that tweaking?
on the verge of letting go.
With this log behind my head is the worry.
One hour north of the Mexican border,
Hot temperatures. But I think I'd much rather be here than chaining up on the coke right now.
Jamie's hauling a load across an unforgiving landscape.
And I'm seeing sand dunes, you know, as if they were like snow drifts. This is really cool. I've never seen anything like this.
This is one of the highlights of my road trip. It's just like being on a different planet.
From Hope, Jamie has traveled more than 2,000 kilometers through the American West and is closing in on his destination, the border town of El Centro, California.
Senorita. We're only minutes away from offloading here. It's only 8 miles to the Mexican border.
But as Jamie looks for a body shop,
We've got some construction here, and I've got to be on the other side of the construction.
an unexpected turn
I don't know what the heck to do. Road work ahead.
takes him off course.
Doing long hauls is not without its issues. They'll always throw a curveball at you.
This is the road we have to turn down. This is bad news, but I think we'd have really no choice but to go down it. This is not far. I could get stuck in here.
In British Columbia, working cliffside,
You hear that tweaking?
Dylan's under a wreck, trying to release the brakes on the 30-ton load.
This log behind my head?
Hard spot, man. Very dangerous. You get it in?
No.
Being underneath it, it's a bit of an eerie feeling. You could end up getting squished. It could happen pretty quick.
The dump truck is held by 2 wreckers,
How's the trucks looking up there?
but up top,
The spades are up. We got the truck off the ground.
the mission trucks are already under heavy strain.
If we don't cage the brakes, we're not going to be able to pull it. Let me get it for you.
Just be careful in there.
Whoa!
Craig.
Man, that's hard work.
Swaps in for Dylan.
You're good.
But the rear wheels are still locked.
It's got 2 flat tires.
And in rough shape.
And the back axle is twisted. What a nightmare.
It's not going to benefit us in any way, trying to cage it.
On the road,
Let me know when you're ready.
Ken and Ted wait for news.
We're able to carry the lead 2 axles. The rear axle's got the bumpers pushed into it and it's twisted.
We're able to pin them, though?
The back one, no.
Oh boy. If that one's jammed, those tires aren't going to roll.
I don't know how that'll work, but we'll try it.
With light fading, Ken makes the call.
Almost ready? Yeah. All right, get ready to pull.
It's time to winch.
Okay, go!
You moving at all?
Yeah, she's moving.
Keep pulling.
What's happening?
You moved her to foot.
But the beast below
It's up in the air now.
is just toying with Ken's trucks.
We're really up in the air here, Dylan.
Not gonna hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. A lot of weight on that.
On Fire Mountain,
Not gonna hold it.
a pair of heavy wreckers are locked in a battle with a 65,000-pound truck.
We're coming up pretty good here.
Pulling like this, you can definitely flip a wrecker.
No, we must be jammed into something right now.
Bang, stop.
Whoop, whoop. Hold it. Hold it. What's happening?
Let down a little bit.
Ted and Ken back off on the controls.
Are you gonna try and release those brakes?
I think it would be wise if you could.
And Dylan goes back under.
I'm gonna release one more here while you guys hold it. Okay.
Don't touch any controls.
What a job. Did you get that cage bolt in?
I need like ice creams or something.
Need some Newfie touch, Dylan. Just talk nice to it.
It's not a place where you want to be working, but somebody's got to do it.
Topside, there's another concern.
Running out of light, though.
I know. I just hope we get it moving before it gets dark here.
Yesterday, the dump truck lost traction, rolling backwards over the edge, landing 200 feet below.
We're just having a tough time here.
Releasing the brakes would give the crew a fighting chance. But for Craig and Dylan,
I'm gonna make a call.
they're out of time
We're done. Let's pull.
and patience.
We're not gonna play with this.
I'm gonna lie to him. Jimmy, get ready to run.
Yeah, I'm here.
Time to play.
Got her, I'll release. Yep, sure pulling.
Sometimes the less Ken knows, the better.
Hey, get up a bit, Ted.
Ken has Ted raise his boom to get more lift.
We need every little bit we can to pull this truck up.
She coming okay?
Even with the rear brakes locked,
Yeah, she's coming.
the wreck finally begins to climb.
She's off the trees and she's over the rocks. Now we're rolling.
Keep going, Ted.
Feels really good to get my hands back on the controls.
Let's get him to chase you. You might have to let him catch up.
Take it, Ted.
But on the extreme angle and rugged terrain, a minefield of obstacles lies ahead.
If you see something gonna go wrong, just let me know ahead of time.
I gotta turn right here.
Near the California-Mexico border.
This is bad news.
Jamie's off course, trying to reach his destination minutes before closing time.
It's a little bit nut bar. I'm driving through the construction site because that's where we're told to go.
I'm trying to weave this 60-foot long big rig. It's a little bit of a war zone here.
Record guys don't know the meaning of stop.
Jamie finds his way back to a road.
I have an inch on either side of me. This is crazy. This will be skilled driving 101. Wow.
And finally...
Okay, we did her.
Arrives to drop off the wreck.
Thanks for staying open.
I live right here closer, you know.
Oh, okay. That's cool. This is really close to the border here, eh?
Yeah. You want to go to Mexico?
No, I haven't. I've never been, but one day. Okay, well, I'll get unloaded. All right, Tom, nice to meet you. Thank you for everything.
Okay.
We're gonna go pick up our northbound load.
Jamie heads out to get another load and begins a 3,000-kilometer journey back to BC. In BC.
He's going.
Mission's high-angle recovery.
I don't like how it's getting close to that tree.
Is gaining ground.
It's going good down here, Kenny.
But the wreck must now roll up a cliff littered with logs.
These logs could jam underneath, maybe pole vault the truck as it's coming up.
The dump truck continues to climb. And Craig's plan
Roll right over on that log.
is paying off.
That log worked perfect, buddy.
You're gonna be okay.
Working good. Awesome.
80 feet to the road, Ken's crew is not out of the woods.
There's a lot of obstacles here.
Take it.
Ken and Ted continue to winch, and the wreck keeps rolling.
We got it now. See, big difference releasing the brakes, eh?
Dylan can finally confess the truth about the brakes.
I didn't cage the rear axle.
We only released 2 axles.
Really?
We couldn't get the rear.
No? It's dragging still?
Yeah.
No kidding.
There's an old saying, what you don't know won't hurt you.
But as the wreck crawls toward the top,
Go with the other line there, Ken.
the recovery is reaching its breaking point.
Getting a little tougher.
Just below the road, the slope is nearly vertical.
Almost 90 degree. We're coming down a cliff here.
Now we have to deal with the cliff. That's a very crucial point.
Are we okay on this big rock?
Bring it to it.
Okay.
This will be a challenge. A lot of heavy lifting.
This cliff is no joke at all. It's straight down, pretty much.
Hey, Ted.
Keep coming, buddy.
9 hours into a mountainside recovery.
Take a little more, Ted.
The mission crew
Take her a bit more, Dylan.
has reached a critical stage.
We're gonna have a problem getting us over the top because the cliff is almost vertical.
Can you lift her? Just take your boom up for a second.
I don't want to break anything.
If anything fails, next thing you know, this truck is 500 feet down.
The dump truck is only feet from the road.
Keep going. Keep going.
But the 30-ton load now dangles on the edge of disaster.
Ted? Watch yourself.
The wreckers are in a deadlift and reaching their limit.
That's about it.
Hold there. I am.
To crest the road,
We're in a bad spot right now.
Ken needs a new strategy.
We're going to try moving the wrecker, repositioning him a bit. Can he hold it?
Okay, Ted, I'm gonna let it down. Just hold on there. Hold there. I'm not touching nothing.
But to move Dylan's truck,
A lot of weight there.
Ted's 25-ton must hold the entire load.
That vehicle can overpower your wrecker and flip it very easily.
Okay, it's all on there right now. It's gonna roll a truck over. It's not gonna hold it. Just hold your breath. Don't move.
It's really touch and go. It could get terrible real quick.
I'm gonna leave it hooked up. I'm just gonna pull ahead.
Dylan makes his move.
Let's get ahead quick.
Very intense moment. We've got the truck almost hanging on this cliff.
Ted's wrecker is holding steady.
Let's put a safety line on. I think we should.
We have to switch some of the winch lines around to get a better grab on this truck.
But as Dylan disconnects,
Look. Look.
That scared the out of me.
after the close call,
Just got mad.
another line is added from Dylan's record.
As I start pulling, you're gonna start to share this line to me.
You gotta let the truck relax as Dylan gives it a bit of a pull and then pull again, and that's what's gonna be the hard part.
So as you're pulling, I'm gonna slack off. Yep.
Whew. Ted and Dylan must time their pulls perfectly.
A little bit down, Ted.
Head off a bit.
I'm letting it off.
Watch it, that's really super tight, you guys.
Dylan, Ted's working against you.
Yeah, I know, he needs to pitch out a little.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong. We're fighting each other.
You go up. Oh, what the hell happened there? Let me through here.
With everything on the line,
Hold there, Ted.
Ken has an idea.
I think what we gotta do is get a lift on this.
Yeah,
Pull on the back end.
yeah, drop the front end and pull the back end over.
It's lifting the wreckers too much. We got to change this.
To get more control, an extra winch line from each wrecker will be rigged to the back of the frame to help turn the truck up and onto the road.
A little more. Good, Ted.
The back lines are on, and Ken
Both of you go at the same time on a low pull and see what you got.
gives the command.
Once you start pulling on that, it's a point of no return.
There you go.
Watch the lines, you guys. They're awfully tight.
Your cables are telling you a story, like you listen to them.
The wreckers are fully committed.
Okay, hold it. He's going up.
For Ken and crew,
See what's happening?
there's no turning back.
The truck is working way past its limit.
It's gotta go.
Intensity level is right up to the top.
No.
Whoa. You gotta roll the truck.
Get out of that way.
Whoa. You gotta roll the truck.
An all-out battle on a mountain road
Get out of that way.
has Ken and the crew near the end of the line.
I'm worried that this isn't going to hold the load.
Even with extra rigging, the extreme angle and massive weight have brought the recovery to a grinding halt.
We're really not gaining any ground.
Stop, tight and hold. They need to be over this way.
He's got to get, we got no room right now. That's the trouble. He's got to get up.
In the moment, it looks hopeless. It's very disheartening.
It's just fighting us every bit of the way.
Okay.
Dylan has a bold idea.
He's hit. We're gonna bring it out the same way it went in.
Yeah.
Get more distance from the wreck.
You're just gonna hold it from rolling. So just hold that line.
Just
Keep
snug.
feeding it out.
Yeah.
Dylan moves farther down the road.
Get into a line where I can pull the hardest I possibly can.
With truck 90 pulled ahead and winching from a wider angle, the two wreckers will try to lift and turn the unit back onto the road. But Ken knows
That ain't gonna work.
it's high risk.
This way it comes out the way it went in.
We're right at the toughest part of the pull. That's a lot of strain.
Oh, we'll see.
I want that low line that I have, put it on the tow pin.
There is doubt, but you have to play the cards you're given. It's all or nothing. I'm gonna go for it.
Watch those cables. Let Ted catch up to you, Dylan. Scared the out of me.
You're on the edge of your nerves. When you hear a bang, it scares you.
Now we're over those rocks, thank God. There we go.
Keep feeding it out.
But as Dylan and Ted continue to pull, there's a new problem. The wreck is threatening to roll.
We're getting very close to tipping the truck over here.
Top line, Dylan.
The dirt shifts or a rock moves, and next thing you know, it rolls down.
Hold it. Oh.
Here, hold on, Dylan.
Ken stops the pull to counter the tilt.
Why can't we go around that with a chain?
And one line is moved to the high side.
Oh, it's a battle, this one. This is the ones you remember, jobs like this.
10 hours into the mammoth job, Ken and the mission crew press on.
Oh, this got you right up in the air. Keep her going. That's okay, that's okay. That's what we want. Easy, you're going too fast for him. Okay, hold it a sec.
Let's get this other line to the back corner.
Yep, you're right, Ted, I agree. Give her, Ted.
But with the wreck straddling the road
Still looking good, I can't see him.
and sight lines disappearing,
Ted, I'm coming through.
confusion sets in.
Is he gonna pull it some more?
Could you pull more?
Oh, you're pulling, okay, go.
At this point, the communication isn't clear. It's not gonna help the situation.
Pull.
Let your top line up. Hold it, Dylan, hold it, Dylan. Whoa. Craig, the truck's right off the ground here, ready to flip, so just watch it. first. Hang on.
Let him take as far as he can.
Let me get out of here.
I just go to put my leg over, he starts pulling again.
I got a little bit more.
Let me get out. That's what I just said. Whoa, the truck's going up.
Let him take as far as he can.
In the final stage of Mission's mountain recovery,
Let me get out of here.
Ken is caught in the kill zone.
Let me get out. That's what I just said. Whoa, the truck's going up. Whoa!
I'm right in the middle of the bite. That cable breaks, it take off your leg.
Dylan, hold it. Just let me get out of here first.
Come on out.
That's what I asked for last time, that's all.
With Ken safely out of the way, Ted and Dylan can see the finish line.
There's no turning back. We got to bring this thing up to the road.
Is he pulling it forward a bit?
Hurry out.
Looks good. You're on the deck.
Finally,
Okay, blocks the wood.
after nearly losing it all, the impossible recovery is over.
Oh my gosh, am I glad to see this.
We did her.
Good job, buddy.
The last play of the night brought it home.
Dylan's gamble paid off.
Good.
Now I am beat. Like the rest of these guys.
It's one of the biggest jobs I've ever done. Those are the dream jobs. Those are the ones you want.
But for Ken's partner, Val, it's a huge relief.
I'm so happy that nobody was hurt. It's done.
Good job.
Haven't worked that hard all year.
A great team effort today. We're all excited. It's a win, 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 win.
It's a very big moment for Ken.
Let's get going.
I've gone through a lot this last while, and this is a great way to come back into the game. I'm back.
Two days later, at the Mission Yard,
I've received some hard news from the doctor. I'm not going to be allowed to drive heavy wrecker. I've been part of this business for 46 years. It's been in my blood my whole life. And now it's like someone's taking your wings away.
but Ken isn't ready to retire. Not by a long shot.
Whatever gets sent down your path, you got to deal with. No matter what changes I have to make, towing will always be in my blood.
Welcome to BC.
Just outside Hope,
That was a really long trip.
Jamie returns from his exhausting 5-day trip to the U.S.
Probably one of the longest tows I've done. It's good to be back.
For this winter, everything's changed so much. Then I think we've begun to dial this place back in.
Home sweet home.
At the yard, Jamie's wife, Sherry, has big news.
Doing your job while I was gone, huh? Looking after things,
You're here.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How was your trip?
It was a good trip.
Yeah?
Long trip, though.
I got a letter, and it was pretty exciting.
It says here, so it's great honor that I wish to inform you of your nomination and selection to be inducted into the International Towing Hall of Fame. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
3 years ago, Jamie watched his good friend, Gary Leach, be inducted into the Towing Hall of Fame.
I don't think there is any bigger recognition than the Hall of Fame in our industry.
Congratulations.
Now, it's Jamie's turn.
I'm pretty blown away by that.
You're gonna have to get a suit.
To receive a nomination to the Hall of Fame is a perfect way to end the long winter. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Congratulations.
Can't believe it.
I can.
Winter is over. And one driver heading down the Coke can finally switch gears in a different kind of ride.
I don't get out of that tow truck much, but when I do, I like to get away from it fast. I live for adrenaline. That's why I tow on the Coca-Cola. 5 months of winter, a little bit of sunshine brings happiness.
This time, on Highway Thru Hell, not one, but 2 wrecks.
Hello, boss man.
For MSA and aggressive.
Just hold on.
I'm seeing the trailer move apart.
A mangled mess as Jamie's crew gambling big. And a back road hunt.
I'm getting worried now.
Descends into darkness.
Yeah, it's a little busy.
9 a.m.
Must be Monday.
in British. This time on Highway Thru Hell. A dump truck tips towards disaster.
Truck's right in the air.
A historic haul.
The Sherman tank chassis.
Puts Al on the edge.
The express road to the bottom.
And a season of mishaps.
Really disappointing.
As Jamie.
I wish I had our rotator.
Questioning the future.
Why do I do this? Why do I keep fighting this battle?
About to snow, eh? For this time of year.
A late season storm.
That's gonna be winter forever.
Has hit the Coca-Cola Highway.
Yeah, one truck spun out.
Responding to the call, a 16-ton red wrecker.
Hope for the best, expect the worst.
Driven by 20-year-old operator AJ Case.
This is going to be my first time pulling someone up the hill. I'm looking forward to it.
The medium-duty wrecker is seeing more action than usual.
That accident in the rotator has really hurt us.
Weeks ago.
Just a bad day for me.
Jamie's LA rotator.
Cab's blown right off the back end.
Was heavily damaged in a crash.
Wow. Poor truck. Without the rotator, we don't really have that heavy recovery truck.
Go ahead to your left and off to the body shop.
Tonight,
I think this is our guy right here.
AJ learns his wrecker.
One of the two of them.
Will be pulling double duty.
This is him here.
This guy called us, so we're coming out for him. And then we can help the next guy.
What do you have as a load?
Around 10,000 pounds.
Okay.
This will be a challenge for AJ. It may look like a simple process, just pulling guys up the hill, but it's not.
His first Coca-Cola tow-up on the hook.
Hello?
Okay, you put it in gear?
Put her in drive, and then let me take off.
AJ prepares
Okay.
for a career milestone.
I'm quite nervous. It's the first time I've ever done something like this.
The truck's fighting for traction right now.
It's difficult. There's definitely some things that could go wrong.
Lots of snow.
On the Coca-Cola,
This is my first tow up the hill.
AJ's ride
It's hard.
and chains are put to the test.
A medium-duty wrecker like this, I don't have as much traction as a big wrecker would.
All right, give it some throttle and try and help me go up the hill here.
I'm starting to hear the chains going clickety-clack. They could just grab something and come right apart.
I don't want to stop on the hill here. There's a flat spot, and that's where we'll stop. Okay.
Feels pretty good bringing this truck up the Coke.
You're good to go. Yeah.
A successful tow-up on the infamous highway
It's very stressful. This is the first one I've done ever.
is a massive notch in his belt. But AJ
Coming up on our second one for the night.
isn't finished yet.
I really don't want to break a set of tire chains, because that'll just put me away for the night.
Arriving at the second semi,
Oh no.
he sees a bad sign.
Tri-drive trailer, does that mean you're heavy?
Yeah, 40,000.
Okay.
This wrecker is way too small for this. It doesn't have the weight.
I honestly don't know if I'm going to get this guy out.
But I'm still gonna give it a shot.
This guy is heavy. There goes the tire chains.
If you're a wrecker guy on the Coke, there's lots of things you learn. And one of them is everybody blows chains off doing pull-ups.
Right here, let go.
I could just give up, but I don't want to leave this guy hanging.
Without chains for added traction, towing is no longer an option.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'll winch you until we start to get over.
Okay.
Let's go.
AJ turns to his wrecker's 16-ton winch.
I'm fighting and fighting and fighting. It's like a slide at a playground. Really hard to just climb right back up.
AJ is forced to recognize his medium-duty wrecker
Are you kidding me?
is outmatched.
If I push my truck over the limit, I'm just gonna break it.
Your rear end won't come back out.
I'm gonna put up my white flag and I'm gonna call for some help.
I won't leave you stranded. I'll give you someone else to use. Yeah, but I can't do it myself, right?
AJ gives the extra job
Hey there. Do you have any heavies on the coat tonight?
to another company.
All right. Here's the driver.
Hi. Okay. 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 Thank you.
If you don't have the right equipment, You just gotta know when to call it quits.
I apologize, man.
No. You went over and above.
AJ, make the right call. It would be very terrible for us to lose another wrecker.
Oh, still in there, eh?
I'm waiting for it to open.
The guy that called us, we got up the hill, not a problem. I just wish I was able to do more.
Getting in a heavy wrecker would mean the world to me. But my time will come.
Thank you, driver. Right on, buddy.
The next morning,
Pleasure.
back on the coke.
More cars coming.
A 25-ton highway hauler rolls in
We're just super busy.
with Jamie Davis behind the wheel.
I wish I had our rotator. Even though 130 is a big truck, I'm pretty limited. It's meant to go cross country on the pavement.
Jamie arrives to a semi in deep snow.
Ooh, okay. That's good. We continue to be very busy. Long haulers are doing their thing. But we've lost major pieces of equipment that are big in the heavy recovery side. Okay, grab that cable up. You're out there to take care of the customers.
Yeah, you're gonna be good just as long as you get off the road. Yeah.
I need that extra iron to fulfill those promises.
Okay, let's get out of here.
It's been a long frickin' winter. Spring, bring it on.
120 kilometers southwest.
Yeah, so that's what the storm looks like, huh?
In the Fraser Valley, spring has finally arrived.
Warming up good.
MSA Tolling's 50-ton heads to a call
It's gonna be interesting.
with Gersimran Van Wait, or Sim.
We're heading down into a farm here in Abbotsford.
Riding shotgun, his father, Kripal.
We are so excited to do the job. We don't have to ask for the help. We have the machinery to support the business.
Following behind in the 35-ton.
We love this truck. It's a beast.
Kripal's eldest son, Gershon, or G.
Having the Moose is a big help when you need a second truck with muscle and pulling power. It's a great winching truck.
Pulling into the field. They get their first look
Holy.
at the fully loaded wreck.
There's a dump truck that's loaded and leading pretty hard.
It was almost about to flip.
It looks pretty bad.
Oh, boy, boy, boy. This is not something simple. It's very tough. That's no good.
On a farm in the valley,
Okay.
Team MSA faces a fully loaded dump truck
Holy.
on unstable ground.
The dump truck was dumping a load, and there was a soft ground, and he tipped it over.
There's dump trucks everywhere.
Loads of nutrient-rich soil must be brought in to replenish fields washed out by floods.
This farm was flooded last year.
Over a year ago, historic floods devastated Abbotsford's farmland.
You need your boat license.
MSA was on scene, supporting the community in the aftermath.
Do you need any hay?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a 450 bales. You can have them.
We are feeling proud to be helping the neighbors and all the community.
Good, good.
Today, efforts to avoid future floods are on hold until they can recover the truck.
It's important for us to get this guy out so he's able to get back to work.
Let's just get him to scoop it out as much as he can.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the excavator in there and try to get as much soil out as possible.
Kaya bucket de naal operator hega? Operator hega munda.
It reduces the weight and it's much easier for us to work.
But the big machine,
The dump truck, it will flip over.
is the only thing keeping the wreck upright.
Let's just get rigged up. It won't come this way then.
Okay. We are going to hold the truck with the cables.
It will help stop tipping the truck.
Okay, go.
With the wreckers now taking the weight, the excavator can finally get back to work.
Good. We are ready to pull the dirt out.
He's gonna empty it now. And that was a good scoop.
With the 12 tons of soil offloaded, they can focus on recovering the truck. Sim,
come look at it,
leads the charge.
My sons are getting better and better.
Under the tailgate and through.
Now they tell me what to do.
That's all we need. Just throw that line over top. This line is going from underneath the truck. We're gonna try to kind of like cradle it and just lift it out of this hole. Okay, go.
Go.
Tighten it up a bit more.
More?
Yeah. Wait, hold it.
Hold on. Hold it there.
Our rigging.
Check the other side.
Beautiful day for a drive.
100 kilometers northeast.
It's gorgeous.
Up the Fraser Canyon rolls a big green wrecker. But Al Quiring,
Not every day is a tow truck day.
will soon be riding a different workhorse.
Some days we have bulldozer days.
His trusty D9 dozer.
It's a husky little machine. The job I'm doing today is a little bit off the beaten path from towing on the Coquihalla.
At the base of a Forest Service road. It's only the start of Al's journey.
Yeah, it's in the clouds, but we're going up somewhere up that way. We're gonna go and recover a yarder.
A yarder is a piece of logging equipment used to wrangle felled trees up extreme banks.
It's like a clothesline. Those logs come back to the yarder.
Today,
Pretty steep grades and long descents.
before the dozer tackles the journey ahead,
We're going up 4 kilometers of some of the worst logging roads.
it needs its front blade.
Because the weight of what I'm going to be towing. It's nice to have that extra 25,000 pounds on the front of the machine.
Supporting Al today
My dad's going to unload the blade for the dozer.
is his father, Bob Quiring. Bob has owned and operated Quiring Towing since 1975.
Hook on and go.
I grew up in my dad's tow truck. He's got a lot more experience than me.
It's not that heavy.
It's tough being in a father-son relationship and being boss and employee. Should use your trailer spike. But at the same time, it's a blessing too.
Beauty. Another day in paradise.
Okay, contact. I'm happy to be working alongside him. All right, thank you. It doesn't happen as much anymore. So we'll cherish that as it is. Okay, here we go. We're going mountain goating.
With a maximum speed of 7 kilometers per hour.
The dozer's a heavy ride.
Al sets off up 4 kilometers of punishing road.
Full body abuse. It's like being a punching bag, right? Oh, man.
Highway just came out.
An hour and a half southwest. MSA's dump truck recovery.
Okay, hold it there.
Has hit a snag.
There's a lot of sharp edges. I'm really worried that our rigging will be damaged.
Kerpal
See that pipe there? There's enough pipes. Throw them in the line.
sees a solution with leftover irrigation pipe.
My dad is resourceful. Sometimes we just have to work with what we have.
Yeah.
But as they tighten up the fortified rigging, Sim.
The diesel in there is not leaking, and it's gonna start leaking then.
Yeah.
Sees another threat.
The fuel tank is bent. If we start pulling, the tank will bust and the fuel will be everywhere.
You should come in the front and just lift it right up, then the tank won't hit the ground.
Yeah.
Take that one out.
I don't think that's gonna fit.
With the 35-ton stabilizing the back and the 50-ton at the front, they'll lift and pull the dump truck onto solid ground.
That's it.
Walker Paul takes the controls of the 50-ton.
Go ahead. Pull your cable.
And G runs the 35-ton. Sim keeps eyes on the tank.
You need to go up higher.
And coordinates the pull.
Wanna just go boom up more?
We need to lift it so we can create clearance for the fuel tanks to make sure they don't get punctured and leak.
Keep going up, keep going up.
With 28,000 pounds on the line.
Just like that.
Team MSA.
Tell him he's got too much weight on him.
Are on high alert.
Listening for any creaks and bangs. That tells us there's more resistance. It's caught up on something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, his truck's right in the air, man.
On an Abbotsford farm.
Hold on.
A 14-ton dump truck.
I'm watching.
Has MSA's 50-ton maxed out.
Getting the front end off the ground, it's not really working for us. We don't want to do any further damage.
Yeah, but what can you do now?
Okay, किधर है ड्राइवर किथे?
Because it's not coming out smoothly, we have to do something.
कर लो सर, कर लो.
With the driver now adding power from drive axles.
Whoa, whoa.
Coordination is key.
Tell him to not give it too much throttle. See if Dad can give him a pull forward. She's coming, she's coming. Give her, give her, give her.
One last tug. And the wreck reaches solid ground.
The recovery is done. We are feeling great.
The fuel tank remains intact.
The customer's happy. We saved his truck from any additional damage.
Glad it's out.
The driver now can get back to his job, can help these people rebuild their farm.
All set, ready to go.
I'm almost semi-retired. My sons are great. They are taking the calls now and doing all the major work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's nice and clear.
An hour northeast.
Oh, man.
Al's hour-long ride on the D9
It's a bulldozer. It doesn't ride like an Escalade.
has finally reached its end.
Well, that was a shaky ride up.
The yarder he's come for is more than meets the eye.
It's a Sherman tank chassis. This all underneath took the Allies to freedom.
During World War II, the Sherman tank was the workhorse of the Allied ground troops.
After the war, there was a huge surplus of Sherman tank chassis converted into logging equipment. It's cool.
Now, Al's tasked with removing the former tank.
We got to clear this machine out. It's going in to get repaired. Actual military towing equipment. Okay.
Al's big dozer hooks on.
This is all easy. The fun part is going to be going down.
With a combined weight of 200,000 pounds, Al begins the 4-kilometer journey back down the mountain.
It's a steep, windy slope. There's a lot of momentum, a lot of power. Last thing you want to have is things get out of control. If you go off here, there's the express road to the bottom.
Al clears the cliffs. But nearing the bottom,
friction.
The steep terrain.
Lots of friction. Brakes are getting real hot.
Takes its toll on the dozer.
Dragging the brakes all the way down. Brakes are near on fire. Brakes are hot.
On a steep Forest Service road.
Brakes are near on fire.
The heat is on. for Al's 200,000-pound tow.
Just let things cool down for a minute. Well, if you stop while you can. Trying to stop later when your brakes are failed, it's not going to end so good.
After some time to cool off,
here we go.
Al's D9 is back on track.
Shaky.
Finally, Al's 4-kilometer journey comes to an end.
We're down. I'm glad we're out of there now.
With the yarder loaded and on its way,
Good job there, guys.
Al hits the road.
This winter we had some different jobs working on the Coquihalla, the Fraser Valley, or up in the back roads. As different as it possibly could be. That's probably the biggest thing that keeps me going back.
Right on, bud.
"150 kilometers east, in British Columbia's southern interior, Reliable Towing's military rotator is on a back road quest.
There's some big rocks we gotta crawl over.
With operator Andy Cullum.
It's a fun experience to learn what it's like to drive these old military vehicles.
Along for the ride,
Sounds like a good time to me.
James Luke.
This is the first time I've been up here. It's going to be an adventure.
Today we're going to go and recover a broken down 4x4.
But before they reach their target, the pair make a quick stop.
When the settlers came through, this is where they used to put their horses up at night.
Kind of cool.
The old horse barn is one of the original buildings.